Hey, Leroy, turn it on. Okay, Uncle Shady.
You're listening to BWWR, the Banger Worldwide Radio Network.
The John Lebang Show has been known to make people laugh, sing, think, scream, throw things in rage, and generally lose their minds. Listener discretion is advised.
Scheduled programming to bring you a show on the edge, broadcasting worldwide and out to the greater universe. You're listening to the John Lebang Show.
Greetings, Earthlings. I'm John Lebang, and welcome to my show. Thank you again, ladies and gentlemen, for joining me for another episode of the John Lebang Show. Harvey's not in the news anymore this week. Roseanne Barr has taken up the headlines, and I'm sure Harvey Weinstein is appreciating that. He had a spotlight this past couple weeks, and he probably is enjoying the reprieve from all the from all the headlines. I'm sure he tweeted over to Roseanne Barr there and thanked her for that. Hey, thanks a lot, Roseanne, for giving me some much needed relief. It's funny because Roseanne, she opens her big mouth again, or tweets out her big mouth again. She's got everybody in uproar because a tweet between, comparing somebody to the Muslim Brotherhood and the Planet of the Apes is offensive to a lot of people these days. So she gets canned by ABC, which is interesting because in all that has gone on, ABC's parent company, Disney, pretty much did the same thing recently, actually before Roseanne did, and maybe a more stereotypical fashion, yet they received none of this kind of outrage. Recently, the Disney operation over there, along with Marvel, released a movie called Black Panther. And in Black Panther, there was this tribe called the Jabari tribe. Now, the Jabari tribe, they lived up in the mountains, and they were kind of the shunned tribe in this fictional place called Wakanda. You remember how much publicity the Black Panther movie got and how it got such great reviews. But in the movie, if you're to dissect it, their portrayal of the Jabari tribe was very stereotypical towards Africans. And we're talking about we're having a major outrage by people because Roseanne Barr opens her big mouth, or like I said earlier, tweets out her big mouth, her opinions of a political opponent. And it made big news this week. So, in my analysis of the entire situation, I recall that in the Black Panther movie, this Jabari tribe, who lived in the mountains, their leader, M'Baku, yet Disney is receiving no criticism over this. There were 5 distinct correlations between this rejected tribe of the Wakanda nation to Africans and monkeys, or Africans and gorillas. Yet there was no outrage because the movie was saying something else, apparently. Even though the same stereotypical point of view was expressed in the movie. The Wakandans were portrayed as nationalistic, isolationists, and xenophobic. Now, if you took Wakanda away, isn't that what they're talking about with Trump and his followers? That they're nationalistic, isolationists, and xenophobes. Yet the movie was praised. Let me play you a few clips from the movie.
My son was married in ritual combat.
Were the odds fair?
Yes,
So it was less a murder than a defeat.
Do not rub our noses in
Silence! I make the pronouncements here, girl.
Well, Your Highness, the new king is a U.S. The new king.
You cannot talk! One more word, and I will feed you to my children.
Now, in this clip, you have them directly calling the leader of the Jabari tribe a gorilla.
great gorilla Mbaku. This is why we are here. To offer this to you. An outsider sits on our throne. Only you can help us stop him.
Yet there is no outrage over this movie. In fact, this movie was praised for its brilliance, for its genius, how great of a movie it is. Even though it promoted some racism, some nationalistic behavior, isolationism, xenophobia. I'm thinking about doing a series on these Marvel movies and their esoteric meanings. Just go beyond what's on the screen and you start looking into what they're trying to tell you in the movie. But the point of me bringing this up is that Disney did a Roseanne Barr and no one complained about it. In fact, in many ways, it's more stereotypical and more offensive than what Roseanne Barr said about one person. Because Disney was portraying an entire tribe of Africans in a certain light. No one got offended about it. The people who get offended that Trump is a nationalist, an isolationist, and they call him a xenophobe, they praised this movie, The Black Panther, and it in itself was exactly what they say the Trump administration is. So you got to wonder, ladies and gentlemen, if the outrage over Roseanne Barr's comments, she lost her job as well. So shouldn't Disney take some kind of hit as well for putting out a movie with such stereotypical, offensive images and content? And for that matter, if we're going to be outraged over Roseanne Barr, and I don't care, I really don't care about her, but if there's going to be an outrage, let's be fair across the board. A vast majority of rappers out there, the lyrics of their so-called songs, if you call that music, are not much different than the Roseanne Barr comments. They're just coming from a different point of view. So shouldn't the record company start dropping all these guys? I mean, if we're going to play on a level playing field, if that's what, we truly want fairness and to treat everybody fairly, then if Roseanne Barr gets canned for her tweets, then a vast majority of hip-hop and rap artists should lose their recording deals because of that offensive content that they produce. I mean, it's just a thought, if we're going to be fair. But I don't think this is about being fair. She was targeted because she held a certain political positioning. And there were people waiting to be offended, because we have lots of that. There are a lot of people that just sit out there and watch things happen and then wait for their opportunity to become offended. Then they can start the outrage. Maybe they can have somebody thrown off the air. Even though the network, ABC, is a subsidiary of Disney, Disney can pull this crap. Disney can have such a offensive stereotype, and they have no repercussions for their actions because the movie was praised. And it made lots of money. You can do it over here, but God forbid you do it over here, or somebody who works for you does it over here. And listen, again, I'm not defending Roseanne at all. I didn't like her. I didn't find her humor, if you call it that funny. People liked her. That's fine. But still, if we're going to hold her accountable, then we need to hold a great deal of rap artists accountable. We're going to have to hold Disney accountable for this stereotypical and offensive portrayal of the Jabari tribe. There was images of a gorilla. Isn't that stereotypical? Or is that not stereotypical because we're going to pick and choose what we are offended by? That's my biggest problem with the whole issue. We're going to get mad at Roseanne, then we have to get mad at everybody for being that way. And if we're going to get mad at everybody for being that way, we're also being hypersensitive, and maybe we should get over ourselves and just mind our own business. Don't look to be offended. Take care of yourself. We're going to get to that later, because some of the things we're going to talk about in the show is some people just can't take care of themselves. I don't know if we're going to get to it this hour, but we're going to try. Anyways, folks, we have our first break headed your way. Please stay tuned as more of the John Lebang Show is headed your way. Don't go anywhere now.
John will be right back right after this.
Yes, he will. Check out the new book from Derek Shelmerdine,
Rock and Roll Unraveled.
It tells the story of rock and roll from its roots right up until the mid-'70s punk.
Rock and Roll Unraveled.
Not just the music, but also the events that shaped the music.
Rock and Roll Unraveled.
It includes the backgrounds to recording sessions, singles, album releases, births and deaths, epic concerts, and festivals.
Rock and Roll Unraveled.
Shelmerdine has made a painstaking effort to document pretty much every event that would prove significant in shaping popular music.
Rock and Roll Unraveled.
Purchase the book at www.rockandrollunraveled.com. Follow him at Twitter at R&R Unraveled, and look him up on Facebook at Rock and Roll Unraveled.
Rock and Roll Unraveled.
By author Derek Shelmerdine.
Available now.
Hey man, you're listening to the John Lebang Show, man. That's good, because that means you ain't stupid. You know, Leroy, that's what I'm talking about. I know, Uncle Shady, now that's a good movie. You can say that again. That's a good movie? Well, that was rhetorical, Leroy, but whatever. It was pretty quiet after the movie, huh? That's what happens when they kill everybody off, Leroy. People are in shock, and they don't know what to say. I wonder what's going to happen in the next movie. I don't know, Leroy, but I wish I had a gauntlet. You do, Uncle Shady? Damn right I do. How come? What, are you crazy? You could do anything you want with it. Well, what would you do with it, Uncle Shady? Well, let's see. First thing I would do is get rid of all the stupid people, Leroy. Just like Thanos, Uncle Shady? Well, I wouldn't kill them. I'd just put them far away so none of us had to deal with them. Okay. Then the second thing I would do is get rid of all the ugly people. Then what would you do? Well, the third thing I would do, Leroy, is the most important. What's that, Uncle Shady? Well, isn't it obvious? I'd have me an army of naked women at my beck and call. But what if they don't want to be there, Uncle Shady? Oh, they'll want to be there, Leroy. With a gauntlet, I could keep every one of them happy. Even you could keep a woman happy, Leroy. What do you mean, Uncle Shady? Well, you wouldn't need Viagra with the gauntlet, Leroy. You wouldn't have to go to the grocery store. And if they spend all your money, you could just snap your fingers and make some more. I wish I could have one then, Uncle Shady. Well, you're not strong enough, Leroy. I don't understand. Didn't you listen to Thanos? What'd he say, Uncle Shady? He said only the badasses could wield the gauntlet. And trust me, Leroy, you're not a badass. Now, enough of this chit-chat. Let's sneak in and watch it again. But they got assigned seats, Uncle Shady. Well, if all the seats are taken, we'll pretend we're ushers. But we don't have uniforms, Uncle Shady. Leroy, just shut up. Now, let's go.
You're listening to the John Lebang Show.
It's hydroponic radio for your brain, man.
Feel smarter yet? All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Thank you for continuing to listen to the John Lebang Show. Up next is some information that I just happened to stumble across recently. And it was about the federal prison system, the BOP, as they like to call it, Bureau of Prisons. And I was curious of how much it actually cost the taxpayer to run such a system. And although the numbers are, they're really, really fuzzy. I think it's safe to say that it costs no less than $528.9 million a year. Now, it may cost more than that, but that seems like the lowest number I can find. More astoundingly, in all this research, the data says that 20 to 25%, somewhere in there, of the people incarcerated in the federal prison system are aliens. And 90% of those, according to data released just at the end of last year, 90% of those are illegal aliens. Now, can you imagine? 20% of our prison system are people that are not from this country. 90% of those are not even supposed to be in the country. So could you imagine how much money we could save by somehow eliminating the people that aren't supposed to be in the prison system in the first place because they're not even supposed to be in the country? And how much we could save on a budget that is just, bloated. $528.9 million. That doesn't count all the state and local prisons. And I don't even have statistics on those. I was just looking at the federal system. Because it's big business. And with the border situation the way it is, and with the increased, for lack of better term, tensions between border countries now, because we're, for better or for worse, we've started putting tariffs on Mexican goods and Canadian goods. And now they're going to do the same to us. And I saw the list the Canadians put out. It's funny. Like strawberry jam is one of the things they're going to put tariffs on. Jam and jelly's already too expensive. So all you're going to do is hurt the sales of any Canadian-produced jams and jellies coming to the States. That's all you're going to do, Canada. You'd have to ask Mr. Trump why he's adding tariffs to countries that are on our border. I can actually see why he's adding a tariff to the Mexican side. I understand that. He said he would have Mexico pay for the wall. And one thing he said he would do is put in tariffs so that those tariffs would pay for the wall. So whether you like the wall or not, that's not the question. If he's following suit, if he's putting in the tariffs on the Mexican side to pay for the wall, then he's doing exactly what he said he would do in the election. And whether you like that or not, at least he's following through. But the Canadian side is a little bit more confusing, perplexing. Is there an issue I'm not aware of between Canada and the United States that the trade between the two countries can't be open and free, and why we would need to impose tariff on either side of the border? Maybe I'm old school because I used to think that we had a free border there. And in fact, we did. I didn't have to think it. You paid a few bucks and you go to Canada. You just show them your license. Where are you from? I'm from Detroit. Where are you going to see? I'm going to see my cousins. What are you going to do? I don't know. They're having me over for dinner. We're going to play hockey. We're going to watch a hockey game. We're going to go to the titty bar. You know, it didn't matter. You didn't need a passport. Now you need an enhanced license or a passport to go to Canada. Now we're putting tariffs over here and putting tariffs over there. Maybe this is one way to stop that Trans-American highway they were all worried about. And maybe Trump is one of those people that was against the free trade between the three nations here in Northern America. You know, I don't know what ends Trump's head, but on the Mexican side, I have no problem. In fact, if we can get a wall up, we might be able to stop the influx of illegal aliens coming in, which then would slow down the amount of people having to be put in prison, having to be incarcerated in our prison system that's costing the taxpayers millions of dollars. If we can reduce if we can find a 20% reduction in the cost of the prison system, that's a lot of money that could go somewhere else more beneficial. But it's going to criminals. If we could find a way to reduce the prison population, that would be nice. But I would think the first thing you have to do is to find a way to reduce the illegal immigrants in the prison population, which would mean a stronger border presence. How else do you do it? How else do you stop people from jumping over the fence at the border and finding their way into America? You've got to do it for national security, and you got to do it for the safety of those people, because a lot of people lose their lives trying to get into America the wrong way. We've heard those terrible stories of the human chains being brought across and through the terrible conditions they got to go through to come to America. I mean, you would think that people would have that kind of compassion. We got to stop that just so people survive. They won't take that chance. And as we can see, there's a much smaller population of legal immigrants in prison. which means the vetting must work a little bit. It's got to work better than not vetting at all and allowing anybody in your country. So when you look at it and you find out that we spend so much on the prison system, and a good percentage, 20%, 90% of that 20% of the prison population, which you're talking thousands and thousands of inmates, tens of thousands of inmates that shouldn't be in the country, let alone in the prison system. The people who are against how big the prison system here in the United States is. You should be all for finding a way to reduce the illegal population in there and in the country. Because the ones that are skipping line, that are going through the back door, jumping the fence, they are by far, according to government statistics, the problem when it comes to aliens, people from a foreign country. We're not talking about ET, ladies and gentlemen. So whether you like the border wall, whether you think it's going to work to stop the illegal immigration, you have to take into consideration that being the population, 20% of it is, it's amazing if you think about it. 20% of the prison population are people that are not American. They weren't born here. They're from another country. 20%. I think that's a little too big of a number. And then 90% of those people are illegal. They're not even supposed to be here. So they're tying up resources that could go to something else. And maybe we could shrink our prison population. It's just something to ponder. Maybe it would help society too. Because if there's that many people that are coming in illegally and going to jail, how many people are coming in illegally and beating the system? And I'm not talking just living here. I'm talking committing crimes and not getting caught. Just something to think about, ladies and gentlemen. We got to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Don't move a muscle. The John Lebang Show is right back.
With lots of fun and excitement. Yes! Pane in the Glass, commercial and residential window cleaning for a beautiful sparkling shine that's crystal clear. Call Pane in the Glass Window Cleaning. You can find them on Facebook at Pane in the Glass. CRRM, CarePoint Billing Services. Their billers and managers are all dedicated to working for you to increase your profits. For more information, call CRRM at 248-579-3805. CRRM, CarePoint Billing Services.
Powerful, epic music by Toothbox Roll. Life-changing lyrics come in every style, empowering humanity to finally unlock the chains of bondage. Experience the edgy side of positive music and rock your world today. From Primal to Divine, available now at sassyalternativemusic.com.
I'd like to take a quick second here to tell you about our new sponsor, Quality One Painting. For interior and exterior painting needs, call Tom at Quality One, 313-982-2986. Tom will give you free estimates, senior discounts, and I can tell you from meeting the gentleman, he's one of the nicest guys on the face of the planet. So for a quality paint job with a professional attitude, call Tom at Quality One Painting. That's 313-982-2986. 313-982-2986. Quality One Painting.
Fans, do you need a video for your brand new song but don't have a lot of money? Then contact John Lebang. His reasonable rates, professional look, and fast turnarounds will help get that song off the ground. Contact him at jlebang.com.
If you are elderly, disabled, receiving SSI or Medicaid, and you have a medical need or require assistance with daily housework, shopping, grooming, medication, you may qualify for housekeeping at no cost. Call now. VIP Home Healthcare, 248-579-3805. VIP Home Healthcare, there when you need them. That's 248-579-3805.
Hey, man, it's at the bottom of the hour, man. Do you know where your kids are, man?
If you want to contact the John Lebang Show, feel free to send an email to jlebang@live.com. And if you're on Twitter, look him up at John Lebang. And don't forget to go to his Facebook page at The John Lebang Show. Now here's John.
All right, welcome back, my friends. Thank you for joining me this hour. You know, I got into a social media debate. I probably shouldn't have joined it, but I got into it because, you know, sometimes you've got to clear up both sides. You know, we're caught in this duality where you're either Republican or you're Democrat, you're a liberal or you're a conservative, you're this or you're that. To a lot of people, there's no middle ground, or there's no outside of that. Instead of left and right on a linear scale, life is more circular. And you may not fall inside that linear line. You may actually be above or below that line and somewhere in between the two. But for the vast majority, they dance around in this duality, and then you got to be a liberal or you got to be a conservative. And if you're one or the other, we hate the other one. Because we can't get along. We can't accept different views. No matter how much sense they make, right? So we had a person post, it was a Facebook post, about the moon landing being a hoax. And he had a video, and of course nobody that posts these videos usually check the facts of everything in these videos that are posted. Because that's just not human nature to do some deep research. They get a video that they agree with, or they find a Google link that they agree with, and they post it as fact, not checking the statistics, not checking out to make sure what is said inside that link, whatever it may be, is 100% fact. So the one gentleman who originated the post on his page posted a video about the moon landing being a hoax and blah, 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 all this stuff. Well, a relative of his begins to contradict that because he's one that believes that NASA did go to the moon and did all the things that they said they did. So I'm watching the debate, and I can see that neither side really knows their information that they're talking about. They're both Googling their belief system and then taking the first link and then copy and pasting something and slapping it in as a comment of theirs, even though they probably didn't know that knowledge till then, and they're not going to retain that knowledge because all they did was read what they wanted, copied, pasted it, and slapped it into a post. So I saw this, and I was like, okay, I've studied the moon landing situation. Was it a hoax? Wasn't it a hoax? I have my own beliefs on that. But the person who got me thinking about that was William Cooper. He did a great series on the moon landing and what NASA was telling us and if it was true or not. And in the video that I posted in the comment section along with everything, like many people might know that the moon is 1/6 the gravity of Earth. I mean, that should be common knowledge. That is what is taught to us, that the moon is 1/6 the gravity of Earth. Bill Cooper explained that. He went by their documentations. He went by research from NASA and other organizations into space. He was using their data and comparing it to what science says you can do. He wasn't giving people opinion. He wasn't interjecting any falsehoods, making stuff up. He was reading data, books, things that were written at the time, theses, all these things that were written at the time of all the before and after the supposed moon landings by NASA. He also read direct NASA documents, government documents. He was involved in intelligence in the Navy. So he's a naval intelligence officer. So he knew how to gather information, probably better than most people, and how to read it. And he would read it to everybody on his radio show, especially this moon landing thing that we're talking about. And he came to the conclusion that what NASA told us happened with all the moon landings couldn't have actually happened the way they told us. He never said the moon landing was a direct hoax, as so many of the tinfoil hat people, as this one guy who was in Florida stated that anybody who thought the moon landing was a hoax was crazy. And to prove that, I went because I wanted to increase my knowledge. I was curious about the subject, because I was too young, ladies and gentlemen, to even witness the takeoffs and the landings of all that. Or wasn't even born, because we were doing that even before I was born. So I have to go by historical fact or historical data. Whether that data is fact, it's hard to tell because so many things get manipulated and so forth. And everything Bill Cooper read on his show, the government documents, when I went to search them out, they were easily found. I didn't have to go through 40, 50 pages of Google searches to find this stuff. It was pretty easily found. Very accessible. And all Bill Cooper was saying that, okay, if it's 1/6 the gravity, and I'm paraphrasing now because I don't have the transcripts of what Bill said, but I'll make the video available and you can listen to his broadcast at any time, because I, like Bill Cooper, think you should listen to everybody but believe no one unless you can prove with your own research that what they are saying is true. And research does not mean Googling something for 10 minutes, copying, pasting it, and put, on somebody's Facebook post. That doesn't show you're intelligent. That shows you're lazy, because you're probably not going to retain that information. So as Bill Cooper went along in this broadcast and in many other broadcasts, I could look up what he's saying, find out if jived. Bill Cooper was accurate because he read from documents. He didn't make stuff up like Alex Jones, or as Mr. Webb from Florida said, Adam Jones. That tells you a lot. When he was trying to make fun of myself, William Cooper, and Adam Jones. I don't know who Adam Jones is, but I believe he was trying to point out Alex Jones because he's a raving maniac. A lot of people like Alex. And if you do, that's great. But Alex is more of a sensationalist than an actual researcher. Cooper was a researcher because he had a background in military intelligence, and he knew how to find out information that most of us didn't know how to find out. And he showed us how to find out on his show. If you took the time to listen to his show, but many people didn't take the time, or nowadays they won't go back into his archives. But if you have extra time, listen to William Cooper. Not telling you everything he said was 100% accurate, because he broadcast the information that he had at his disposal. More things get found out as time goes on. A lot of stuff gets debunked as time goes on. But when you speak of a guy who was trying to get it right, Bill Cooper was far and beyond most of the other radio personalities that were available at the time and henceforth since then. I tried to do it the William Cooper way. I was not good enough to do it. I couldn't read as smoothly and as coherently as William Cooper would read. So, because that data, sometimes that data gets to sound like gibberish if you're not the most articulate and well-spoken person. And Bill Cooper not only had a great voice, but he was well-spoken. He had a great vocabulary. So when words came up, he didn't trip over them. He was a smart guy. You can't be a dummy and be in military intelligence. They're not going to let you that far. That's why when he exposed a whole lot of things, he had credibility. Because he was able to document different things that nobody else knew how to document it, because they weren't that deep into the government's scheme there. The scheme's all behind it. So Cooper runs through all these things, 1/6 gravity, how the spacesuit, how much it weighed, you can find all this stuff. The mobility of the spacesuit. He's doing all this. Now this guy mocks William Cooper with a video that just rips on William Cooper's 8-10 minute video of somebody trying to debunk William Cooper, who pulls out things saying that they're William Cooper in his words, in his opinion, when they weren't. They were actually Bill Cooper reading from either a document or a book or something else. And William Cooper basically offered out information, told you to research it yourself. If you found something that contradicted him, let him know, and he'll research that to make sure you're not getting fooled either. Because he was open to changing his opinion on things when new data came in. He wasn't closed-minded. Well, this gentleman mocks him, even though he never spent a minute listening to the broadcast, because William Cooper would say, if he's reading from a document, he tells you somewhere along the lines that was either at the beginning or at the end of this little segment there, this was from this document. And you can look up that document and you can see that it was reading verbatim. So this Schmendrick mocks William Cooper, mocks me, tries to tie us in with Adam Jones, but the guy's not smart enough to know that any Adam Jones out there isn't doing radio and isn't the Adam Jones that he's talking about. Because the Adam Jones he's trying to talk about is really Alex Jones from InfoWars. Somebody that I don't follow. You know, you got to listen to the guy because he does have information. He sprinkles it in there. You listen to everybody, believe nobody, unless you can prove it yourself. And William Cooper exposed Alex for being a fraud way back when. But regardless of that, so this guy mocks all of us. So I'm like, all right, dude, I'll tell you what. Because this is how I am. Let's sit down face to face and we'll go over all this stuff, because he made fun of the Illuminati, the New World Order, anybody who believed in any of that stuff. So I was willing to sit down with the guy and talk over every little issue that he was mocking and see what was true, what was false. I had no problem with it because I've done my research. I know what the New World Order means. The New World Order means a one-world totalitarian government. It's not a government for freedom. If it were, the New World Order wouldn't want wars all the time. And that's just the basics of it. The Illuminati does have roots in Bavaria. The one who founded the group is called Adam Weishaupt. That was in Bavaria, formed 1776 on May 1st. Very simple information to find. It's not hard. But people are going to mock that. He brought up ancient aliens. I don't get into that. So I'd go over it with him. Say, okay, can we prove one way or the other is there aliens? And we could go through it. See, I could prove some of this stuff and other stuff. It's over here on the side that says I can't prove this. Maybe I can't disprove it. But a lot of times, if you find BS in there, and that's the main thing, if you find any BS, you can pretty much throw it all out, because even though they're maybe feeding you a little information, if there's some BS in there, it's probably not accurate. We're way long, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to take a quick break. Smoke them if you got them.
Because the John Lebang Show will be right back
after this.
That's guaranteed. Yes.
Pane in the Glass, commercial and residential window cleaning for a beautiful sparkling shine that's crystal clear. Call Pane in the Glass Window Cleaning. You can find them on Facebook at Pane in the Glass. Quality One Painting. For interior and exterior painting needs, call Tom at Quality One, 313-982-2986. Tom will give you free estimates, senior discounts, and I can tell you from meeting the gentleman, he's one of the nicest guys on the face of the planet. So for a quality paint job with a professional attitude, call Tom at Quality One Painting. That's 313-982-2986. 313-982-2986. Quality One Painting.
Hey, man, you're listening to the John Lebang Show, man.
The place where chronic brain cell rejuvenation happens.
You feel like you're getting any smarter yet?
Yes.
Mr. President, the leader of North Korea is on the line for you.
Put him on.
Yes, Mr. President. Mr. Ding Dong, you're on the line with the president.
Thank you for taking my call, Most Honorable Donald.
Kim, are we smoothing this out? Can we still have our meeting in June?
I believe it is possible if you pay for my room.
Listen, I'll hook you up in Trump Tower anytime. You want Dennis Rodman there? How about Stormy? We can make it happen.
Could I possibly meet Chuck Norris? I am a big fan.
Let me give him a call. Is there anything else I can do before I get off? There's a guy on the radio I gotta call soon.
No, I am very pleased for now. I look forward to our meeting.
Sounds great, Kim. Say hello to Hillary. Ditzy, call that radio show.
Which one, Mr. President?
That one with the guy with the long hair that nobody listens to.
Right away, sir.
I'm kind of hungry. You think you can have somebody make me up a sandwich?
What are you hungry for?
Send me up a strawberry jam sandwich.
I'm sorry, Mr. President. We couldn't afford strawberry jam.
Maybe get me some tacos then.
I'm sorry, Mr. President. Unfortunately, tacos aren't in the budget.
Well, can we send someone out to Timmy Ho's to pick me up a bagel or something? Don't I get along with the Jews?
I'm sorry, Mr. President. That's a Canadian company. They're boycotting you.
Oh, that's sad. So sad. Send one of the Secret Service over to Taco Smell.
Again, Mr. President, they're boycotting you.
Oh, geez. Do you have a suggestion then?
There's a beef stroganoff place right around the corner.
I don't think that's a good idea. Someone might accuse me of collaborating with the Russians.
You're probably right, Mr. President.
Here's the plan. Just send somebody out to get some Cheetos. It's huge.
Whatever you say, Mr. President.
You're listening to the John Lebang Show.
It's better than some Thai stick, man.
Yes, and I bet you're loving it.
Hey, pass that over.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You know, we haven't gone out to the phones in a long time, so we're going to open them up for you. Feel free to call us on that special banger hotline. You know the number. Our first call is coming from Washington, D.C. Donald, what say you?
John, what are you talking about? The wall'll be great. It'll be huge.
But the story was Mexico was going to pay for it.
Well, we needed help from Canada. Those damn Canucks, you know? They can't even win at their own hockey game. Go Las Vegas. They're huge.
Okay, thanks for your call. Now out to Chicago. Peppa, you're on the John Lebang Show.
Oh, honey, I love that Black Panther movie. That T'Challa was sexy.
Okay, is that all you want to say?
Next to Obama, I like T'Challa.
Okay, thanks for your call. Up next, we're going out to Austin, Texas. Alex, AJ, what say you?
So I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, all right, I'm going to punch this guy in the throat. I'm thinking, how hard am I going to punch him? That's what I'm thinking whenever something like that's going on. I can't help it.
Thanks for your call. Over to Montreal. Wilfred, you're up next on the John Lebang Show. Our next call out to Oregon. RB, you're on the John Lebang Show. Hello? Can you speak up? Call us again later, and thanks for your call. Our next call goes out to Ottawa, Canada. Gordy, you're on the John Lebang Show.
It's not fair, eh?
What do you mean it's not fair?
Las Vegas got a hockey team, eh? And they're winning, eh?
Well, why isn't it fair?
Because hockey's our game, eh?
And when's the last time a Canadian team has been to the Stanley Cup?
Oh, I don't know, eh? But it's just not fair, eh? And now I gotta pay more for cable, eh?
Why do you gotta pay more for cable?
Because it comes from the States, eh? And Trump put a tariff on them, eh?
I don't think he put a tariff on that.
Maybe it was Trudeau, eh?
Okay, thanks for your call. Now back to Washington, D.C. Ditzy, you're up next.
Hi, John. Long time I haven't talked to you, John.
What's going on, Ditzy?
Oh, I'm just enjoying my new job, John.
Yeah, you're working with the Donald now, aren't you?
Well, you could say that.
Well, what's your comment?
Oh, I just wanted to say that fat, bloated baby mama goes through men like she goes through Cheetos, John.
Man, that's brutal, Ditzy.
Well, the truth always is, John. I don't know how anyone could have looked at her cottage cheese thighs, John, and not thrown up. I gotta go now. Bye.
Okay, thanks for your call. Up next, we got Shady calling in.
What's up, John?
Shady, you got some comments on what we talked about tonight?
Yeah, I want to talk about Roseanne.
All right, what do you want to talk about?
How did she ever get on TV with that big bloated face of hers? She's almost as ugly as Oprah.
And what does that have to do with her tweet, Shady?
It has nothing to do with her tweet.
Then why are you calling in?
Well, it's simple, John. If nobody would have ever gave Roseanne a chance, we would have never had to see that tweet. But because people are stupid and they want to see her ugly face on TV again.
Okay, Shady.
John, can I ask you something?
Sure. Go ahead, Shady.
What happened to all the beautiful people, John?
What do you mean?
Harvey Weinstein. He be touching people wrong. Then you got Rosie O'Donnell. She be twittering wrong. Then you got Oprah. She's just wrong. And let's not forget Nancy and Hillary, the wicked witches of wrong.
Okay, Shady. Whatever you say. Thanks for your call. Our next call goes out to Cora in Naples, Florida.
Sonny, you gotta have that guy back on the radio. His voice is sexy.
Do you mean Shady?
Yeah, that way we hear less of you.
Okay, thanks for your call. Up next is a virtual call. Mr. Fabulous, what say you?
Oh, hello. Your show is fabulous, and so am I.
All right, thanks for your call. And our final call comes in from Rusty. You're our last caller. Make it good.
Yo, I like to just say one thing if I might.
Well, the floor is yours.
I just like to say I don't know what the hell's going on with this damn country and all.
And that's it, ladies and gentlemen, for this hour of the John Lebang Show. Thank you so much for stopping in. I appreciate you tuning in each and every week. I'd like to give a big round of applause to all of our affiliate stations, now in 5 countries. Yes, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. We've been picked up in Germany. And we'll have more details coming your way in the second hour, which is credible. Ugh. Don't forget to go to our website. That's www.jlebang.com. Before I get out of here for this first hour, I just want to also tell you that we've got the updated schedule coming for the 2018 summer season. So don't forget to go to the website and check that out. That way you'll catch when all the latest episodes are coming on, when we're going to have special broadcasts this summer, and when we return to our regular fall scheduling, which is in September. We will be coming in with our 300th broadcast. 300, ladies and gentlemen. It was just last October when we hit 250. So don't go anywhere. For you, those of you who listen in on the station that carries 2 hours, we'll be right back. And those of you who are on the stations that split us up, play us at different times and days, check your local listings on those stations. And until the vibrations of my vocal cords reach your ears again, ladies and gentlemen, this is John Lebang signing off for now from the Banger Studios. See you next hour.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have liftoff. Tune in again next week. Same time, same space, same station.
Resistance is futile.
Ladies, it doesn't matter if it's morning, noon, or night. Whether you've worked all day or you just woke up. If you've got the thirst, just wet your lips on a BJ. BJ beer, brewed right here in the great state of Michigan. Who wants a BJ?
Not a lot of people know, but riding the hump of your camel is not the same as riding your wife. And after hours of riding the hump of your camel, the little camel isn't up for any humping. So I went to the Pen 15 Club. Their professional techniques provided me with hours of wonderful support, including many massage techniques and fabulous oral support, yes. I highly recommend the Pen 15 Club. They did the trick for me, and I know they will do it for you too. Contact the Pen 15 Club. They can help you. Yes?
Hello. Are you a single lady who really wants to remain independent, but still wants the security of having a man do all the hard and nasty things you need? Then call Hubby for Hire. We're in the business of servicing you, and there's nothing we won't do. If it's just something simple as taking care of your kitty cat, or something a bit more difficult like cleaning the cobwebs that have been building up for years, it doesn't matter. Our trained professionals have the right tools for the job. Just look us up on Facebook. That's Hubby for Hire. We can fix anything. Guaranteed.
You know, if you're getting married soon and you need good entertainment, you need to contact John Lebang. He's got 30 years of experience of wedding entertainment under his belt, and there is no one better and no one cheaper. He's running a special to the end of the year, $500 for your wedding if you book now. Contact John Lebang by email at jlebang@live.com or go to his website. That's www.jlebang.com.